Yo, what up, y'all? It's the incredible, unbeatable Ninth Prince. And right now, you're checking out the dopest podcast in the universe, alright? Check it out from Desk to Low. Peace. One love.
All right, welcome back from the Desk of Low. I have with me a very special guest. Now, in these times, he's been a part of very legendary projects, and the title is more relevant than ever nowadays. Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. So if you already know who that is, I already have the god himself, Ninth Prince, on the phone.
Peace, peace, peace. Hip hop world. What's going on? What's the science?
Man, how you doing today, Ninth Prince?
I'm alright, man. I'm maintaining, trying to stay out of Dodge,
Yeah. Are you staying safe out there?
Pardon?
Are you staying safe out there for the people who are listening?
Oh, yes, I'm trying, man. I've been ripping and running, but I'm trying, I'm trying to stay put, you know.
Yeah, I understand that on
trying
too.
to stay put, watch my health, watch for those, watch out for all those who's been coughing and sneezing when you when you go into public places.
Yeah, yeah.
So be on point for all that.
One of the albums that that you're a part of, it's more relevant than ever nowadays. It's called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. As you already know, I was just curious. The only question I have from that project is, who named the title that? Because that title is more relevant than ever.
Actually, I named it that. So the album came out around 1997, but I had the title since the end of 1994. So that so I came with the title at the end of around 1994. I was just reading a book one day, and I liked the way it sounded, and the whole meaning behind it, and everything. So I decided to name the Killarmy album that.
Wow. And that piece of classic now too. Now, with you actually going outside of Killarmy too, one of the projects I really enjoyed from you is actually One Man Army. I was wondering if you can take me back to the creation of that.
Yeah, the One Man Army, so that album right there, at the time, I was trying to, put together the Killarmy brothers, put them back together so we can create a new album. And then, I think we all was busy at that time. And, I'm like, okay, well, nobody wants to, stuff up and, put other things to the side so we can come together for one common cause and come with a new album. So I said, okay, so I'm going to have to be the Army myself right now and represent. And that's when I came with the title One Man Army, the process was great. It was just me in the lab, being creative once again. And going out there in the world and, showcasing my talent and, and that was it, man, I really like that album, songs like Ninth Chamber, the one with PR Terrorists, What You Want to Do, the whole album is crazy. I believe RZA's, I think RZA's on there. Yeah, RZA's on there with him and Kinetic 9 from Killarmy, Another Summer Love joint. That was a great summer right there. I love that summer right there when that album came out.
And for the people,
when I was making that album, yeah.
And for the people who are wondering now, this album came out in 2010.
Yes, 2010, yes. So, and actually, I dropped 2 albums that year, actually. That was the One Man Army. Actually, 3. That's crazy.
Yeah, Granddaddy Flow and the Revenge of Ninth Prince.
Yes. So I dropped 3 albums that year. Like I said, it was a good year, man, and I was really feeling a lot of good energy, around me and within myself. So I was doing a lot of work around that time, Then the follow up was supposed to have been Silent Prince. That was another album, and so shit, man, I was working hard, man. I was on it,
Yeah, three albums in 1 year. Whew, yeah, you were definitely on a creative spree during that time.
I didn't even plan that, actually. It just kind of happened that way,
Hey, sometimes when you're in that creative zone, some of the best things happen like that.
Yes.
One of the things I always admired about your lyricalism is the uncanny style too. But for the people who are listening now too, you're one hell of a producer as well.
Yes, I've been producing for like a year and a half now, and Like people always sending me music and always sending me beats, and they think they got the proper formula. And then, one day I was in a laboratory and I was like, you know what? Since no one can send me that proper formula that I'm going to need to cook up these beats, I'm going to have to create that formula myself. So I stayed locked in the studio, which was at my house actually for like a whole year, and just learning how to produce. You know what I'm saying? I was in a laboratory just cooking up like a mad scientist. And then so after that first year, for the next 6 months, because I've been making beats for like a year, maybe close to 2 years now, like a year and 8 months. And but it took me a year just to make like one, it took me a year to like make one beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when I first got my toys, my equipment, I just was in there trying to learn how to work the equipment. My MPC and my Rowley and all that, my Rolly. And a few other beat machines that I had, synthesizers. But, so it took me a year just to learn how to work the machines, and then I made my first beat, which was War on Everyone, my first single off the Madman's Revenge album. So that was the first beat I created, was War on Everyone. Yeah.
Wow, that single was fire, by the way, too.
Yeah, I was happy with that. Actually. I took a break beat, chopped it up, and I added some sounds on top of it. Yeah, that was cool.
I like how you said that too, that you actually have machine equipment as opposed to, I just have Fruity Loops on my laptop. You're actually like doing the producer way.
Oh, of course. I have to. I can't do it no other way.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely that. You're doing it the correct way too. Even with that as well too, I like how you said that the very first beat that you ever did, you actually put out too, because for a producer to be like, the first beat I never put out.
Oh yes. A lot of artists or producers definitely wouldn't put out their first. They wouldn't put out their first baby. They wouldn't send their newborn out in public, really. That easily, or they probably wait for their third or fourth, son or daughter, or So no, what it was that what it is that I already know what I wanted, so I know how I wanted the beat to sound and all that already. So once I got it to that level, then hey, it was time for me to release it. Like I already knew what I wanted. I was confident in that.
Now,
if you listen to that track, just the raw essence of hip hop is just all incorporated in that one beat. Like the break beat, the break dance and break beat, or 1,000 bars that are kind of break beat drums. You know what I'm saying? And then with the the horns and stuff I added on top. It was dope, man. It was crazy.
Now, would you say too, when you were putting together this track too, that you kind of had to tweak it like the first time around, or like you kind of nailed it the first go round?
No, I actually got like 3 different versions of that beat. Yeah, so it took me like 3 or 4 different tries with that beat.
Oh wow, okay. It's
yeah.
cool, and it's always interesting that because we always hear like the final version, but we never actually got to hear like the other version that what you have.
Pardon?
I said that's interesting because we always get to hear the final version. Us fans, we never actually get to hear the other versions that you keep.
Yes. Hold on, my bad. Hold on, my bad.
Oh yeah, no worries.
Okay, now say it one more time.
Oh, okay. So like how we always get to hear the final version of the song. Now you have 2 or 3 other versions of that song, like just the beat differences, but we never get to hear that. That's why I always admire hearing the final version, because we never get to hear the final the unfinished project before it's out.
Oh yes, exactly.
Okay.
The other beats was, they was good. They was alright. I don't think I'm ever gonna put them out, but maybe one day. Depends.
Ninth Prince. Me and my friends used to always argue about Killarmy and Sons of Man in the playground, and I was always picking Killarmy. And I found this fact early on, but now that I actually get a chance to talk to you, I can actually get the actual fact. Is it true that when you made the Killarmy name, you lived in the same apartment as Ghost, and Ghost really wanted to buy the name off you?
Oh yeah, yeah. At the time, Ghost and RZA was roommates, and I was living there with them. So, um, yeah. I mean, I remember one day, it's like before. This is like before Protect Your Neck came out.
Oh wow!
Like 1993, and I might have had the name for like a week at the time, and we was just all in RZA's studio at the time, which was in his bedroom, and we were just talking, drinking, had some drinks, and we were just talking, and I don't know, something came up about, what I'm gonna do with my group, or what am I putting together, and I told them, and I told them the name, and Ghost was like, he was loving the name so much, he was amazed, like, wow, that's a dope ass name, like,
It is.
and he's like, yo, let me buy it off you, man, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep that. you know, yeah, he was dead serious. He wanted to buy it definitely, and back then, I was like, I think I was like 14 or 15 years old. He probably would have gave me like $2,000 for that, but that was a lot for a 14-year-old.
Oh yeah.
You know, shit.
Wow.
But I was so destined to bring Killarmy into existence that I wasn't giving it to no one. Not even for $1 million.
Oh yeah. Wow, you were 14 made that name out? Wow.
Yes.
Wow, because that name is timeless now too. Like, and one of the things that I was always curious about too was the Dirty Weaponry cover too. Now I noticed that the CD cover has a totally different version.
Oh yes. So what happened was we shot the album cover, did a photo shoot and everything. We shot the album cover, and we was just going through the pictures, trying to pick which picture we're gonna use for the album cover, and so we picked the one that you see now, and so it takes a process for the record company to process the album and pressing up the vinyl and all that, So in the middle of that, once we handed in the album artwork for Dirty Referee, like 2 weeks later, cause it takes the record company like a whole month just to start pressing up vinyl and putting together your artwork and all that with the record and everything, So 2 weeks before after we picked the photo for the Dirty Referee cover, somebody sent us some drawings, and one of them was the album cover, the second album cover to Dirty Referee, and we said that's it right there. We want that to be our album cover. So that's why half the Killarmy albums, because like I told you, the record company was already pressing up and manufacturing the original cover that we had.
Yeah.
So later on we switched it up, and right in the middle of that we told them, hey, stop pressing up the old Dirty Referee cover, and let's go with this new one. You know what I'm saying? So if they pressed, I think they actually distributed about 300,000 copies, right? So that's why you get that's why you probably got about 250,000 of the first original Dirty Referee artwork, and then the other 75,000, maybe 100. I'm guessing really like 50,000 was the other cartoon, cover,
Oh, wow.
So that's why you probably got more Dirty Referee original album covers than you got the cartoon one,
Yeah.
Because they started manufacturing the original cover earlier. That's why. So.
Okay. Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, that second cover, I used to always print that out and just put it on the wall. I just love that second album cover.
Yes. I remember we had stickers and everything with that. Yes.
And for the people who are wondering now too, and I was curious about this too, Granddaddy Flow Entertainment. This is your company, I'm assuming now.
Yes. It's been my company for a long time now, actually. Yeah, so, I had a company called On Yourself Entertainment, and I felt like that was too violent, so I switched it up to Granddaddy Flow Entertainment, which is the name after my first solo album.
Oh, okay. So it all intertwines. Okay, because that's why I was curious about with the name and the actual name with the record label being that too. So that makes total sense.
Yes, makes a lot of sense. Yes, you know, yeah, like I'm at Granddaddy Flow. I feel like it's more acceptable, and also it's a lifestyle of mine that I live too. So, you know,
I love when you collab with artists like a Cool Keith or Jojo Pellegrino too. For example, too, you and Cool Keith's collabo on Verbal Attack. I could play that back to back, and I was like, wow, I really wish that you two would do more music in the future because your guys' chemistry is. I wouldn't have expected it from you
yeah, I know.
two.
Cool Keith, he's been a cool friend for a long time. So one day I seen him out of gathering actually at an event, and we was talking for a minute, and we exchanged numbers, and we've been working ever since then together. So
Okay, I was just
I mean, Cool Keith is like the originator of one of those. He's like he's the best originator actually. From the '80s to do like the offbeat kind of rhyming style.
yes, yes.
I mean, offbeat, not even just offbeat, just his wordplay alone. It's like he's like the father of that.
Would you say too, like when you were coming up too, that he was a big inspiration for your style, or you didn't kind of look up
No,
to him?
no, not at all, not at all. But cause I learned later on that hey, this guy raps off beat like I do. I learned that later on, like in the late '90s, maybe.
Oh,
But
really?
yeah, but growing up as a kid, I mean, Cool Keith is from the Ultra Magnetic MCs, and that was one of my favorite hip hop groups of all time as a kid. But I didn't pay attention to his offbeat flow then.
Okay,
That
okay.
Ultra, that song is like, if you from New York City, like, because at the time we had nothing on radio, you had to take a cassette tape and record it off the radio every time it came on the radio. So, and that MC Ultra, that shit, that's like the best. That and that's a Sonic song. Go Brooklyn, I think it is. That shit, them two songs right there was like burning up the radio in the '80s and in New York. You know what I'm saying? Not just New York, all over really. Like if you ever notice people whenever they talk about '80s hip hop, they always just talking about Rakim, Kane, Cool G Rap,
Yeah.
RS1, Public Enemy, MC Lights, and stuff like that. They don't really mention cool. They don't mention Ultra Magnetic MCs or fucking Stetsasonic Sonic really. You know what I'm saying? But trust me when I tell you, they was getting just as much radio play as Rakim and KRS-One and Slick Rick and them. You know what I'm saying? Like they was getting equally airplay. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the other artists just outlasted them, and that's important too. You gotta outlast. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be around. You gotta be around. You know what I'm saying? So, so ultra magnetic MCs, Cool Keith. I mean, like I said, that song is incredible. Like that shit. I mean, like Ghostface sampled it on Supreme Clientele,
Yes,
and
sir.
then Kanye West sampled it again.
And that just shows the timelessness of that record.
Exactly. So, I mean, like I said, that was like pure hip hop to me. I mean, I love those records just as much as I love Paid in Full
Ooh.
and Criminal Minded. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Speaking of Boogie Down Productions, D Nice is impacting the world right now.
Yes, and I love it too. I mean, I met D Nice a few times. Actually, I got his phone number too. I met him a few times, and I mean, he's been paying dues for a long time. I'm very happy that he got to that level. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just he having a great moment right now for 2020.
Yeah.
With the social media thing. Like that's how this game is, man. You never know how you're gonna become popular, or you know what I'm saying. You just gotta keep working. That's it, man. You know.
Being from a time where there was no existence of social media, how was the promotional game back then? Because nowadays, it's basically like the click of a button, but back then, people actually had to have street teams back then. I was wondering if you could touch a little bit of that.
Yeah, back then you had to you had to you had to leave your impact. I mean, the only way you can hustle and bustle was in the streets. You had to go out. You had to give out stickers, posters. You had to post that up on the wall, billboards and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to be out there doing hand to hand, man, with your tapes, your CDs. You got to be out there, handing them out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's full grind mode, man. And as far as the street team, we had like, a lot of Wu-Tang bands, and we would pack them up with like 10 people in each van and just go swarm. Wherever there was a population of people, like a lot of people, or gatherings, events, we would just swarm right through them and make sure, our name is engraved in wherever we was at. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
I was curious too now as we're coming up because I can only imagine how much people were in your DMs throughout the years asking for new Killarmy. Like for someone who's from a very powerful group like that, you were probably getting DMs left, right, and center. Like, when can we get it? When can we get it? Now we're finally getting it.
Yes. It's been going on for a long time. I mean, people have been asking for 20 years. I mean, at least 15 years when they're going to get a new Killarmy.
Damn.
You know? I mean, it's like this, man, you know? It's like, yo, man, people, it's like when Killarmy came out. We came out in 1997, and then we dropped another album in 1998, back to back, man. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? 2 albums back to back in 1 year, in 2 years. And then we came with another album 2 years later, 3 years later. So, you know what I'm saying? We was non-stop working. So when we took a little break the first couple of years, that was actually great. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't actually feel like 15, 20 years ago because we always stayed working. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I guess it's like, I guess we worked for so long, at that time, that it didn't even feel like we took a break for that long. Cause, you know what I mean? It didn't feel like we took a break. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how much work we was putting in and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but actually that break kind of helped us a lot. You know what I'm saying? It helped me grow as a person and as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, people always been asking when we gonna get a new Killarmy album. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I attempted to make it happen a few times. Everything is growth, like I said, man. You know what I'm saying? I just, I had to I mean, brothers, it happens in every group. You know what I'm saying? It took a long time for it to happen with us, as far as like the public knowing, like, hey, these guys having a little dispute on how this album should go. But I mean, after 3 albums, that's still good. We did good. Like, you didn't hear no Killarmy beef until after 3 albums, which is great.
Yeah.
Some people get it after 1 album or 2 albums.
Yeah.
It's like,
and to be in the man.
The Fugees only did one album. They broke up. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So, but the thought always existed on when we're gonna put this new album out.
Yeah, and now we get it on April 10th.
Yes, we get it on April 10th now. It's only because we get it because there's no distractions. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to. I had to actually step it up, and take control. Because Killarmy is something that I created. It's my brand. I mean, I put the whole group together, So at the end of the day, if nobody does anything for it, I have to be the one to step up and do something for it because it's my brand. It's my baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, like I said, I always had control of what goes on with Killarmy and what's going to go on. You know what I'm saying? So it just was never known to the public, I guess, which is pretty stupid for you not to even recognize that because, I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah.
It's obvious because, RZA had Wu-Tang and Night Prince got Killarmy. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's obvious that, okay, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so it's obviously that I'm the leader, but out of respect, I gotta respect and ask my brothers for their opinion and have them put their input in also because it's the whole Killarmy is a unison of men that come together for one common cause. You know what I'm saying? So we all got to put our input in it. And there's no Killarmy without Don P. It ain't no Killarmy without Killer Sin. Ain't no Killarmy without Islord, without Kinetic, without Shogun, without Night Prince. There's no Killarmy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like at the same time, whoever's going to participate is going to participate. And I don't care if it's down to 2 members. I don't care if it's Islord and Shogun who decided to, hey, we're going to carry this Killarmy name. We're going to do a new album, and we're going to call it Killarmy. Then that's what it is. It's Killarmy. That's Killarmy then. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit here and say it's not Killarmy because Night Prince ain't on there or Kinetic ain't on there. Don P's not. I mean,
yeah,
that's Killarmy. You know what I'm saying? It's 2 people. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the legacy.
No, it's not only that's the legacy. I mean, that's what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have to be. Everybody sometimes ain't gonna be a part of it. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it's still Killer Army. It's still Wu Tang. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course, it's better if everybody is part of it. It is better.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it is what it is. You can't. I mean, you can't say it's not Killer Army. You know what I'm saying? You know, well, you know, because you know, I get that a little bit sometimes. You know.
Oh, I see it on your Twitter. Yes.
Yeah, I get it sometimes. You know, but like I said, you know, I mean, and how can you question the guy who put the whole group together, who's the mastermind behind the group? How are you gonna question
Yeah.
Killer Army to him?
Like he's the one who made this brand.
Yeah, exactly. So if I decided to get all new members, then that's what it is. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course you're gonna miss the old. Of course, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
But you know, but still, like you know, this is the guy who fucking. That's like saying, you know, that's like saying George Lucas created Star Wars. Well, I think he was the director.
Yeah. I think he directed and created it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So he decided to get a whole new actors, a team of actors and actresses for the new Star Wars. What? It's not Star Wars no more.
Yeah.
It ain't Star Wars no more without Harrison Ford.
Yeah. No, it's still Star Wars.
It's still Star Wars. Huh? So, but you know, people who don't understand, you know, on the outside is always gonna, you know, have a misunderstanding, and then they want to spread it like a virus, you know.
Yeah. Well, like even
yeah.
Well, even like with the sound with this too, because there's two singles out for the people who want to listen now. It's they're called "Musical Terrorist" and "The Shootout Part 2," and this even sticks to the Killer Army sound, produced by Knife Prince, by the way.
Yes. Well, the first song, "Musical Terrorist," I didn't produce.
Oh, okay.
My boy produced that because that was the first song that we recorded as Killer Army, working on the new album. You know what I'm saying? So, the only reason why I took that beat and I accepted it is because those are all live instruments. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's no sample. Those are all live instruments.
Oh, wow.
The guitar, the drums is all played. I sat right there while they played it. I mean, I had a live band play that beat right there. You know what I'm saying? And my boy, he orchestrated the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know. So, but anyway, that was the first song that we recorded as Killer Army. So, and that's why at the time we were still working on the album, but that was like the best song we had so far. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that became the first single. You know, I mean, it has a whole different sound. It has like a rock / hip hop sound to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, and I think it's beautiful. It's rock always been part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's beautiful, and it's very creative because you don't get dudes using guitar on hip hop.
Or let alone live instrumentals on hip hop.
I mean, that's just next level shit. Period. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just next level shit. And niggas, because they know. Well, anyway, they don't understand it. Some people might not understand it. You know what I mean? Some people will understand. I mean, most of the people like it. You know what I mean? So then you got a few haters who just want to comment and say what they want to say, and that's that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I go with majority. So majority of the energy has been very positive. You know what I'm saying? So that's who I go with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, even with this album too, the intro is called "The Virus." Now, just for a fan's perspective, now, did you guys record that song before all this then started happening?
No, not exactly. No. That was the last track that I put together.
Okay.
Yeah, I felt like it was time. You know, I mean, I just felt like this is perfect timing for that that whole part right there. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, which is great. You know, because you know we've been known to like kind of help people get through some hard times or make them have them see the reality of a lot of things. You know, take them out the darkness and bring them into the light. You know what I'm saying? Like that's been our whole image. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. You know, along with a lot of other stuff that we talk about. So, you know, yeah. I mean, I feel like that was something that the people needed. I feel like they need that right now. You know, with everything that's going on and how everything is just affecting our communities right now. So I was like, you know what? Let's just, you know, so the virus is actually an intro. it's a skit to open up the album. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
So
perfect way to open up the
it's
album.
like 30 seconds. It's like 30 seconds. That's all. But
Okay.
the beat is so fucking dope. And then I just added like some. Well, you're here. You're here. You're here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool message. It's pretty cool. It's dope, man. It's all relating to what's going on now, and also relating to us. And you know what I mean? So it complements us too. Also,
Are you a big believer in destiny, Knife Prince?
of course, yes.
Do you believe cause you know all this crazy things going on, but do you believe like it was destiny for this album to come out on the 10th of April, 2020?
Oh yes, definitely. Um, I mean, yeah, I mean, well, actually, I didn't plan. Like, you know, I didn't know. I mean, the album's already. I had the April release date for like 4 months now before the virus hit
Okay.
it. So, I just felt like it was time right now, you know. And it just so happened that the virus did hit around this time.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, hopefully we get a positive outcome, and you know, people be all safe after this is all over with, and you know, yeah, I'm definitely a believer in destiny. I believe you can control your destiny also
Yes.
to a certain level, you know. Um, and yeah, that's it, man. You know.
Well, I won't take up most of your time now, Prince. I just got a couple more questions for you. When you're putting together this amazing album, I already know it's going to be amazing just by the track list I'll be looking at now. I'm like, this is going to be something special right here. Why the name Full Metal Jackets?
Hey, so no, I was saying so. Full Metal Jackets. If you notice the first album, Silent Memphis for Quiet Wars, we have like four Full Metal Jacket skits on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So like, we just love that movie. You know, so it's just a funny movie. It's serious, it's sad, all in one. So you know, kind of like how Scarface the rapper likes Scarface, or you know, Wu-Tang likes karate movies. You know, so we kind of like I said, we like that. We like the Full Metal Jacket movie, so that's why we named the album
Okay.
Full Metal Jackets.
Is that all?
Actually, that was an old title that we always wanted to use for an album.
That was actually one of my questions. I was just gonna ask you. I was like, did you ever consider using that for an early Killarmy album? But you kind of answered that already.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. I mean, we have a few other titles too that we haven't. You know, hopefully we get another album after this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my goal. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you just gonna go with the reception on how this album is received to see if it's even possible to make another one?
I'm giving it a lot of thought because what I'm doing is, I mean, I have to make another album. I'm feeling like because I feel like we kind of like Christians right now. We being reborn. You know what I'm saying? Introduced to a whole other world. At the same time, our old world. You know, our old fans and we getting new fans also. You know what I'm saying? Because Wu-Tang is forever. So.
Oh yes, Wu-Tang is for the children also.
Yes. So I'm like, no, what I'm doing is recreating it. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm rebuilding my brand and my name. That's what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying?
And
that's all I'm trying to do, man. That's all I'm trying to. You know what I mean? Because you know, like I said, ain't nobody else gonna carry that torch but Killarmy. You know what I'm saying?
and you know? Why question the man who made the brand?
Exactly. I mean, we all made it, but you know, I'm like the fucking. That's what I am. I'm the recruiter. I mean, you go down to the army, somebody got to recruit you. You know,
Yeah.
at the same time, the sergeant, lieutenant. You know, we all generals also. You know, I'm not nobody boss. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the CEO, man. That's what it is, man.
And as we touched on earlier, Wu-Tang is for the children now. Now, for any person who discovers the Wu-Tang, and this is known fact for anybody who ever discovered the Wu-Tang, they start going on a rabbit hole. They start discovering families, the solo albums, the affiliate groups. Now, how we talked about how this is going to be for a whole new generation, the Full Metal Jackets now after that the amazing reception of the Honolulu series, American Saga, there's going to be a whole new wave of fans looking for Killarmy.
Exactly. You're absolutely right, man. I don't mean to cut you off. You're absolutely right.
Oh no, 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 no worries. But yeah,
Yeah, we are being reintroduced. You know what I'm saying? Just like how Michael Jackson, from the Jacksons, he was reintroduced by this being Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? And I bet when he came out and he sold them 100 million records, that people started going back and buying Jackson 5 albums.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, Killarmy's forever also, man. Um, that's we just trying to get it in, man. That's what we gonna do, get it in. And shit. I'm just trying to. Not only that, I'm trying to wake up the rest of the Killarmy brothers. Like, listen, this is our brand, man. We gotta carry this torch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm trying to install that in them also.
And it seems like everyone's on the same page right now too. Free Killer Sin, by the way.
Yes, of course, Free Killer Sin. I talked to Killer Sin. Well, you'll find out if he's on the album or not. But we are gonna do like I said, we're doing another one, and Killer Sin is ready. So.
Okay.
He's gonna have to do his from where he at, but we gonna do it.
But it is possible, though. We've seen it before.
No, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. I hear tracks with people recording over the phone all the time from different countries or incarcerated. So and they sound exactly like you wouldn't even be able to tell the difference.
Oh yeah.
Based upon the studio engineering, So.
Oh, plus we live in a day and age now where technology, it's crazy where you can just record stuff.
Exactly.
Well, Ninth Prince, I appreciate your time doing this. Now, this is the last question I asked every person, and this is a question I wanted to ask you from the start because of your brand and what it stands for, but I told myself I had to wait to the end. There could be fans that look up to you, and anything that you said is motivational, but this could be very motivational for them. So with that being said, do you have any words for somebody in a dark place trying to see the light?
Can you repeat the question?
Oh,
Do
you have any words for somebody in a dark place trying to see the light?
Yes. I would say search for your inner self, the good part of yourself, and just focus on that. And that will automatically override the negative part of yourself. And that's the same thing if you have nothing in this world and you come from a family of nothing, but there's still, life is about balance. There's always good and bad. So no matter how bad you think it is, there's always some good around you or in you that you just gotta dig in and pull it out,
Yeah.
And that's how you become from out the darkness into the light. You just got to, look for the positive things and try to, install that within your membrane, within yourself, within your mind, and I think you'll be all right. They're going to be all right after that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's positive energy. The RZA always says positive energy activates constant elevation. You know what I'm saying? So, you just got to keep it positive as much as possible, man. And you're bound. You're destined for the light. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I mean, reading is always good. Meditating. Distance. They call it social distance right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing that. So, that's important. You gotta keep your distance, especially from all the bad energy and negative energy that's out there, or even come within your presence. Just try to block it out and walk away from it, or block it out your mind and stay on a positive route. Because we live in a negative world, but there's still lots of positive that exists all around us.
Oh yeah, and plus, and if you're keeping negative around you, if you're not keeping the positive around you, it's just gonna keep getting negative. So it's just what Knife Prince says too. You have to implement the positive.
Exactly. Constant elevation is the process, is the key. You know what I'm saying? So we just gotta continue to do that.
Okay.
This album right here, like I said, we got the vaccine. This album is great. It's dope. We talk about, a few different things, and, there's always a line or two that you can just take and just run with, for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people talk about, I love Public Enemy, like I love Chuck D, you know what I'm what I'm saying? He's definitely a positive force, you know, in my music and inspiration in my life. But I learned more lines. Like I learned more from like someone just saying one or two lines. Like you know what I'm saying? Like Rakim, like you know, he might say one or two lines, and I took more heed to those lines than I took from. Like I learned more from those two lines than I learned from Public Enemy. Like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can find it. You just gotta find it, like I said, and study it and inherit it, and you know, and try to live it out. You know. So you know, and that's how life is, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's always you know, stay in tune with that higher power. You know what I'm saying? That's most important anyway. You know.
Yes.
So this album, if you're looking for some inspiration, this album definitely can help you. You know, I mean, look at the cool people I got on there from Sons of Man to, you know, Planet Asia to, you know.
You got Stick from Dead Prez. Jesus Christ.
Yes, Stickman from Dead Press. I mean, M1's supposed to have been on there too, but I guess he never sent his verse. And I guess he was kind of like, I think he was doing a lot at the time too. So I just had to we had to wrap the album up, so I couldn't wait for him, you know, any longer. But shout out to Dead Prez, you know, Stickman and M1, love them guys. Who else? Yeah, I mean,
Willie the Kid. How can I forget Willie the Kid? That's my guy right there.
Yeah, Willie the Kid. He's on there.
Razzcazz.
Yeah, Razzcazz.
Ill Bill.
A lot of Dark Man. Yeah, Ill Bill, a lot of Dark Man. Master Ace is on there.
Oh, with the track of Timbo Ken I seen.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. So the one with him and Master Ace. I mean, every track is damn near my favorite, man. I mean, you know, I mean, there's only supposed to be 7 tracks. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So then I went to California, and I found some inspiration out there. And that's when I called up a few of my homeboys, and you know, I called up Razzcazz and I called up Planet Asia. They came to the studio, they knocked out their joint. Prodigal was there that same day. He knocked out his, and that's how we extended, and that's how we got more tracks. And also, I spent some time in Buffalo
with Camouflage Monk, right?
Oh yes, I was in Buffalo. Yeah, me and Camouflage Monk. We was in the same studio. Shout out to Camouflage Monk. That's my man, cool dude right there and shit. Actually, he co-produced one of the tracks on this album, but I took it off. I didn't use his instruments because I felt like it took the track way to the left, you know.
Yeah.
It was still dope, but it didn't fit how I envisioned the track to be.
Yeah, like sonically.
But that's my brother. Shout out to Camouflage Monk. And and El Camino. He's a new up and coming artist. You know, he fucks with Griselda.
Oh yes, sir.
38 Special. He's dope, super dope, street kid. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with him. That's my man right there.
Very melodic with the hook sometimes.
Yes. Yeah, man. I mean, people are surprised when they see Master Ace thing because he doesn't really do collaboration.
Oh yeah, past guest, by the way.
You know, yeah, exactly. So, you know, yeah. So the album is great, man. You know, I mean. Shit, man. I mean, you know, the features alone should make you want to hear it. Even if it wasn't a Killarmy album, if it was just a compilation album, this should be a dope album regardless.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know, the people want to hear this album regardless of what you view it as. As soon as you put that track list up, we've been waiting for 15 plus years for this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, everybody that's on my albums, they all underground kings. You know what I'm saying? So. You know, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
You know, I mean, if you listen, like I said, when you listen to every track, 11 tracks, even the skits, you're going to hear that every beat is totally different from the next one. You know what I'm saying? Just from the creative side of me to get to go into my creative world. You know? And you'll hear that the drums are different from that last 2 tracks. Or, you know what I'm saying? The way the instruments come in. And that's what being a dope producer is all about. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, being versatile.
And for all the haters out there, when they hear this album, they're gonna be like, "Wow, you know, like I'll be an official producer." You know what I'm saying? I mean, I thought Madman's Revenge would get me in that producer slot. You know what I'm saying? But I do know and understand you got to put out a few albums first. You know, you got to put that work in. You know what I'm saying? So after this album, they're gonna see, okay, so if I am producing the next Killarmy album. you gonna, you can't see nothing bad.
Yeah. And for all you know, some of these people who may be talking may even try to hit you up for a beat.
Yes, exactly. People have been hitting me for like 6. I've been doing beats for other people actually now too. So a lot of new artists is just coming out. Nobody really knows yet, but they've been getting together their little budgets, and then I've been producing. You're gonna hear about them soon.
Okay. Well, we definitely be paying attention. Like I said, we always pay attention to you, Ninth over here. We're big fans of you.
That's dope, man. I appreciate that. And as far as people want to know about why is Don Pete on the album and Fourth Disciple, I don't mind talking about that. With Don P, what happened with the situation with Don P, it was more like, and that's my brother, but straight up and down, like, real talk, he was just being greedy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so everybody who went in the studio to record their vocals for this album, nobody got paid to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And he wanted to get paid. And I'm like, what makes you better than all of us?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We doing this for the people right here. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, oh, I'm not getting paid. I don't want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what started the whole, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is which I think is wrong. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, if you're not on the album, and people are leaving remarks and stuff, or they want to put their 2 cents in, or why you're not on the album, whatever, you should be correcting them and not liking whatever they're saying, their quotes or whatever they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like we don't get down like that. We don't show separation amongst our circle. You know what I'm saying? If it's family problems, we keep family problems inside, and we handle them the way we handle them. You know what I'm saying? On a positive note, and leave it at that. If you notice, Fourth Disciple never comments or say anything about him not being on the Killarmy album. He's just saying, "Hush, it is what it is," and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just putting it out there, because a lot of people look at me like I'm the bad guy in this situation. Why is Fourth and Don P not on the album? Fourth, actually, I reached out to him a few times. I think he was taking care of some personal things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and me, I'm the kind of guy, kind of brother, I don't really like to wait on nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let me just go ahead and produce this joint myself, like I begged Don P to be on the album several times. You know what I'm saying? Even other people in the crew reached out to him. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's Don P. Like, nobody knows. He always been all about, money, regardless. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? I tell him this to his face all the time. He knows that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it ain't nothing. Shit. It's like in a family, you got some brothers. You're always going to have brothers and sisters that's just like that, okay? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No hard feelings. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he'll be on the next one. So,
okay.
And that's that, and I'm sure Fourth will be on deck for the next one. So, I mean, we're going to keep this shit going, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I like how you brought that up, too. It's like, it's not to shame him, or just like people making you look like the bad guy. It's like, I got to say my side, too. Like, it's not that at all.
Oh, yeah, I've been quiet the whole time. Like, really, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been quiet the whole time about it. I mean, sometimes I can get a little pissed off and like, hold on. You're not gonna say that about me, and I might comment, you know what I'm saying? But that's how it goes though in life sometimes, especially in the industry. Like a lot of people. I have what you call I try to have a supreme understanding on things in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at things at the highest level, not at the lowest. You know what I'm saying? Or I do both sometimes and weigh it out. You know what I'm saying? People blame RZA for a lot of shit, from Wu-Tang or whatever. I'm sure you heard stories about, he takes all the money or this, that, or third. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you don't really know why he's getting paid the most or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Suge Knight. I mean, people look at Suge Knight, he's a bad guy, man. I mean, ain't nobody perfect. I'm sure he did his bad stuff. But, as a record exec, you're always going to get pointed out as the bad guy.
Oh, yeah.
You and the artist come from two different worlds. You know what I'm saying? And people people's minds and brain power don't stretch that far. You know what I'm saying?
Not in this day and age.
That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm only gonna stand for so much. You know what I'm saying? But trying to talk about me or whatever, say anything bad about me. I'm only gonna stand for so much. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. And plus, you have to stand for what's right.
exactly. I mean, because people hit me like, yo, you need to go out there and talk to the people, let them know what's going on, why so and so not on the album, whatever. I'm like, I mean, I can consider it, but it doesn't really matter if I do or not. You know what I'm saying? Because they can just let them talk. They're gonna talk, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let the music show prove itself. You know, and for all those, like, the Killarmy, we all equal. Nobody's better than the next person. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the fans may say. You know what I'm saying? Because the fans always gonna think, oh, she's the prettiest, oh, he's the cutest, or he has the best flow, or he has the best rhymes, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Okay, that's cool. I mean, let it be. I mean, if it is, it is, though. You know what I'm saying? But you, as a person within your own family or group, you shouldn't think that you're better than the next people that's in your circle, family, or group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the fans say, okay, cool. Don't let it go to your head, though. You know what I'm saying? And as simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never really, like, I always, like, so, I mean, it's obvious, I always been the leader of Killarmy, but I never said that, really, or pointed it out. Like, I never, you know what I'm saying? I never took that position. I feel like I didn't need to. You know what I'm saying? So.
It was more like the people kind of gave you that title, would you say?
No, they didn't actually. But they didn't have to, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it's time to get order, somebody has to, call for order.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Someone's got to be the general.
Yeah, exactly. And, I'm the general of the generals. So I had to call for order. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that, It's as simple as that. Because look, so I actually told Don Pacino, before I started putting this Killarmy album together, I said, yo, you know what? I'm not going to do this time. I said, yo, I called up Don Pacino. I said, yo, listen, I want you to take charge, right? And I want you to put the group together and get all the music together, and let's go in the studio and record this album, right? This is actually last year. You know what I'm saying? So I give him 2 weeks. I call him back in 2 weeks. I'm like, yo, Pete, what's good? So where we at with this album? He's like, yo, I give up. I can't do this shit. People, brothers are scattered. He's like, yo, Killarmy brothers are scattered all over the place, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't. This is too much for me to handle. I said, you know what? Leave it. I'm going to handle it. That's exactly what I told him. I'm going to handle it. And I also told him, can you imagine what I went through for 3 albums with y'all niggas? With y'all brothers? You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to keep this shit in order for 3 albums. That's like 8 years of my life right there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm asking you to do it one time. You can't even do it. But you don't want to give me the power. I mean, you don't want to give me the respect for keeping it together for so long. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, you just totally, like, just deleted, me putting my strength and power into keeping this and bringing this into existence. You know what I'm saying? But it's because it's not easy keeping together 6 brothers.
Oh, no, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? And doing album after album, man. Like I said, I mean, Wu-Tang is probably the only family that ever did something like this with 6 guys in the group. How many albums Dipset had? 1?
2, that's about it.
Yeah, but the first one really is the one that counted. The second one's probably like,
now that you say that, the second one's actually kind of viewed like as a mixtape, as an actual album.
Exactly. So, I mean, not just Dipset, a few other groups too. Anytime you got more than 3 people in the group, it gets like that. And we held it down, 6 people, 7 people in one group. We held it down for a long time, man. You know what I'm saying?
And even to get to the third album too, that just shows.
Pardon?
Even like for you guys to get to a third album, not that much groups don't even get to a second album.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So, so I mean, back to yeah. So I mean, like, I mean, listen, man. I'm like, I deserve what I'm getting, and I'm gonna receive some great things, from the outcome of this new Killarmy album.
I believe it.
I mean, it's coming out through my company, which is like great for an independent company to be starting out fresh with a nice album to start off with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud. I mean, it's a proud moment for me and my Killarmy brothers. They're happy. Also. So they happy that I'm actually out going out I feel like I'm fighting for them. I'm fighting for myself and them. for our name in history. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, like I seen it done. I seen it done before, and I'm just following that same blueprint, and and I'm pretty sure I'm destined for some great outcome out of this whole thing.
Oh, from what we hear so far, oh, that's a fact right there. So preach it to existence, Knife Prince.
Of course.
I don't want to take up most of your time, Ninth Prince. I really do appreciate your time doing this now and actually giving some insight about Killarmy. And I just want to let you know, we always have appreciation for your music, but actually getting some of the backstory of it, we're gonna have a lot more appreciation for your production now.
Exactly, and that's what I want. That's great. I mean, because it's all about growth in life. That's what it's all about, growth. You gotta grow. You know what I'm saying? So. Indeed.
Is there anything that you like to plug in before I let you go, Ninth Prince?
No, I think we said it. We said enough, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, we said enough. I believe. I think you asked me, the right decent amount of questions, and I think I answered them.
Oh yes, I didn't want to ask you the most obvious questions like, oh my god, tell me about Ghostface. So tell me about Meth and Mem. I'm like, man, I fuck with Ninth Prince because I fuck with Ninth Prince.
Oh yeah, of course.
Is there one more thing? I can ask from you, Ninth Prince. Is it okay to get a drop from you?
Oh yes, no problem. Yes.
Just the podcast name is From the Desk Below.
Can you repeat that again?
Just the podcast name is From the Desk of Low.
From the desk of low?
Yes, sir.
From the desk of low?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, let's go.
All right, the floor is yours, sir.
Yeah, what up, y'all? This is the incredible, unbeatable Ninth Prince. And right now, you're checking out the dopest podcast in the universe, all right? Check it out, From Desk to Low. Peace. One love.
With that being said, I think this is the classic way to end this interview from Ninth Prince.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, no, you what you were saying?
Now, what does your name mean? What does that mean, the podcast name?
From the Desk Below? Basically, it's just me giving my insight and other people's insights of the hip-hop world, because I like to give facts that people wouldn't rarely even get. Okay. Like, for example, me and my friend used to always argue about the Dirty Weaponry cover. Now we have the answer.
Yes.
You have great energy, by the way. So with that being said, this is a perfect way to end a classic episode. I'll be dropping classics all the time, but it's even more classic because I grew up to this man right here. Ninth Prince. We salute you, Ken.
Yes, Desk Below. Thank you guys so much, man. Appreciate you guys. Killarmy forever. Let's go.